Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. We are in the live trading alerts room for the Monday webinar every Monday here at 11:45 Eastern. So dial in if you don't mind. Come on in. We all may learn something. You from me, me from you. Who knows? Certainly might get a great trade like AMD, for instance. We're going to talk about the scan that made me get into AMD. That's going to be one of the topics today right here. So let's take a look at the market really quick here. So far, the bulls are still holding up on the SPY price. And that's all I'm going to look at right here is just the fact price is above the T-line. T-line's above the trend indicator. Not much more you need than that right there. Now, if we started to fail, then what we could do is we could start coming in here and looking at, oh, look, we have a head and shoulders that we're coming from. Yeah, whatever, whatever you might look at to give you some idea that we may be failing here. If I was to take, say, 50% of this high to the lowest low, which is right there, and this is pretty close. And let's drop this line down. Right there's the 50% mark. So if we go through that, you could make that argument for the bearish side that this whole sideways consolidation that we've been doing here for the last couple weeks below that 50% mark would not be good. And that's what I'm not watching for it. I don't want it to happen. But if that happens, then we'll have to really reconsider some long trades that we have and then move into some short trades. But right now, it's still holding up. FNGU, I think, is one of the most important tickers out here. And the reason is it is covered, or what's in it is some of the big tech. And the big tech, when they bark, they bark. When big tech's moving here. So, hey Malcolm, hey Carla, how are you? Let's see. Malcolm, talk about the scan that delivered the AMD setup to your desk. LTA does not cause you to trade. No, LTA does not cause me to trade. However, it did point me to AMD. Here's some similar stocks maybe setting up. SOXX doing something pretty much the same, and we'll get into it, and it requires the weekly chart as well, so we'll get into that. ASML, that's doing it right here. That's coming up right now. TTD, that's coming up right now, and also requires the weekly chart to get in there. Now, what I'm not going to do today is go through every detail, but what I will do is push it out to everybody that has the scanner. Okay, there's too many details in it, and it would just eat up the hour. So let's start by asking everybody here. Thank you for being here, by the way. Truly appreciate it. Does anyone have any charts you want to look at? Any comments? Is there anybody here that's not an LTA user? Anybody here that's not an LTA user? Just curious. I'm going to assume that everybody is. If you're not, don't be bashful. No one's going to hardcore sell you if you're not. You're new here. Hello, Cheryl in Florida. Welcome. Glad to have you here. All right. All right. So anyone have any charts you want to take a peek at real quick? This is all about, you guys. So, anything you want to share, anything you want to put out there, anything you want to look at, we could certainly do that. Otherwise, believe me, I could talk, and I could fill up an hour pretty quick, actually. CVNA. Hello, Chip. How you doing? Beautiful chart. So let's talk about this for a second, because I have my own feeling about gaps, okay? Gaps, to me, aren't to be traded the first day they gap up. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't be traded. It's just, for me, my personal choice is not to. What I want to do is I want to let it gap up and then put a line, and I'm usually a body guy. So I'll put a line where that body is. If we start to break out, that would be one area of buying. This looks like a great chart. The other area for buying for me would be something like this. Maybe we just, did, maybe I should make that, let's see, get rid of that. Make this green. Since we closed down Friday, we'll just make this green. Maybe that's green right there. Well, I want to see follow through, and maybe that follow through would come alive right here. We could start buying right in there. Or if we came up and then started pulling back a little bit, that right in that area. But now this chart, that's a buy for me. I'm a moving average user, so I'm going to start with the dotted deuce there for a stop. So anything above 890, that looks great, Chip. Earnings not till August. I'm going to flag that. Thank you very much. Nice chart. Also, let's look here. The trend indicator is starting to turn green. See there, we're turning green here. That's always a plus for me. Always a plus. Hey, Malcolm, you like Merck? Yeah, I like Merck too. Look how Merck is trending. Look how Merck is trending up here. If anyone wants to improve their trading right from the get-go, go with trend. Go with trend. And maybe you're already doing that, so I'm not sure that's going to improve your trading that much. But if you're not doing that, always go with trend. Leave this whole bottom picking business to the bottom pickers. Just go with trend. And this is a chart here. I can almost see people wanting to type, but maybe you're afraid to type. Don't be afraid to type. Oh, what about that shooting star? No problem. Do this right here. Go a little bit above that shooting star. It doesn't take much, just a little bit. And draw a box in there like this. Now I'm going to go all the way down to the trend indicator because that's where I see this buy. And if you're not making money overall and you're constantly trying to get the low, well, stop trying to get the low. Okay. I mean, buying the low, it does not work for everybody. And there's a chance this never even gets down there. So you miss out on a great company, a great chart. But then again, what about that shooting star there? Hey, what we're going to do is follow price. So here we've got a clear 3-bar chart being put in here, 3 bars in there. I'm going to turn this red because I've kind of done this a little wrong. There we go. So anything above that line would be a buy. But again, darn it, what about that shooting star? If it freaks you out that much, wait till we break out. When you're dealing with companies like Merck, quality, you don't always have to be in at some super duper, price like that. Just take a look at the monthly chart here. We're at an all-time new high, man. We're in the sky here. Clouds, beautiful, stars, moons, planets. Just fabulous air up here. So it's like I say, you don't have to buy cheap like that. But then you get, oh man, I need a target. Well, number one, no, you don't need a target, because if you just took that breakout right here, just took that breakout right there and bought that breakout, or maybe a breakout and a pullback, if that's your thing there, then as it moves up, you're following price. You don't need no stinking target up there. But darn it, I need a target, right? There's lots of ways to put a target in here. Here's one way. This Fibonacci projection line, I'm going to take it from this low right here. And we can do this a couple ways. I'm not going to go to this low because that's an outlier, and I throw outliers out. So we're just going to go from here to here, and then we're going to bring this up, and we're going to come right at these 3 candles right there. There you go. I mean, if you feel you have to have a target, there you are. There's a whole bunch of them for you. I mean, if that, you know, if you need a sky hook, that's okay. And I get it. I truly get it. We could do this another way. Let's get rid of all that. You want something a little bigger. I'm going to take it from this pullback. So we've got this low, this high, this pullback here. Just run up here maybe to those lines right in there. If you feel like you need, you know, you're stuck on lows and highs and things like that, there you go. Just like that. You can see where we stopped before and pulled back. There's you some targets up here. So if you feel you have to have that. Super chart, Malcolm. Thank you very much. What else do we have here? Hey, Vin, how are you? A little bit of Abbott. I like Abbott. Abbott looks good. And Abbott to me is probably, you know, a breakout chart. We've got this double top here. We've got this resistance over here. So I'm probably thinking a breakout. But what harm would it be? What harm would it be to buy this and to put your stop at today's low? Let's see here. Less than 1% away. Not bad. Now me, like I say, I'm probably a breakout buyer on this. FedEx, earlier today it was a buy. It still is a buy. Oh man, look at that. Low, high, higher low, higher high. Wow, that's looking good, isn't it? Not quite broken out. So if you feel like you have to have that breakout, well, wait for it. Wait for it. This is one of the beautiful things about the live trading alert scanner is it helps you create a watch list. It really does. And, you know, a lot of times we'll see a chart show us a lot of interest. Let's take a chart like ZS here, right? Let's take ZS. Now, ZS is one that I talked about this morning, pre-market. And I'm not interested in chasing this gap, not at all. However, what I am interested in is maybe this thing setting up for me to buy it, say in some sort of a box like that, or, you know, maybe that breakout right there, something like that. The thing of it is how am I going to keep track with that one, along with C, along with SPB, along with SNOW, or AA, or AL. These were all part of the pre-market talk this morning in hit run candlesticks. You know, how am I going to keep track of all those? Well, that's really simple. Create a watch list. And if you like ALB and you want to be alerted, you know, when it's being active, well, then you put that on your special watch list. And then you can keep track of it. Because every time it pops up, say something like this right here, then you can go look at it. And this is the scan we're going to look at today, here pretty quick here. But let's say you like this, you like the idea because you really like the weekly. You can see that the weekly is working here, but the daily might not be giving you that entry yet. Well, you keep this on your list, and when you see it coming up, then you'll know to go look at it. Just like XLC popped up. There's XLC. And it's on our list. And if it's not on the list, I mean, when you think about it, excuse me, what, 5,000 stocks out there? How can you keep track of them all? And this is a fabulous way to do it. Absolutely fabulous. Now, this is the scan, but if I wanted to watch this, I would simply use my TC2000 to flag it, and then sometime during the day or at the end of the day, I will put those stocks on my special hot list that I might be using. For instance, my vlog watch list. This is the video blog I do in YouTube, and that's my watch list. So there's only 7 charts that's even close to popping up. FNGU is one of them, but I want to watch it. And if it starts turning red, I want to know that too. And that's the beauty of that. One of the beauties anyway. So there we go. Let's go back to FedEx. I'm not sure I actually answered all that. So FedEx looks terrific. Looks like a buy to me. But oh no, what about those 2 shooting stars out there? Don't overthink it. We don't have to be buying right here to make money. Quality, FedEx, quality. Let's go to a monthly chart. Well, we can probably do a weekly chart here. Yeah, let's do a weekly chart. Let me get this out of the way. Go do a weekly chart. Here's the next big high on the weekly chart up here. So now you see what the possibilities are. Now there's a lot of places it could stumble along the way. Lots of places to take some profits along the way. It's not all about right here. It doesn't have to be. And this is something I think the market has gotten us. The market is training us, is what it's doing. And because the market is a little bit crazy lately. Crazy is a good word to describe it. What it's doing is it's pushing traders into faster trading. I got to hurry up and get in so I can hurry up and get out. Trade quality, and you don't have to necessarily worry about that. Look at the possible breakout and the potential. That's where your good money is right there. So there's your daily chart. You don't even have to buy this till it starts moving up over 235. You've got a ton of room up here for it to move. If you feel you have to have targets, just go through here and put peaks and valleys in there. That's all you got to do. That's all targets are. Targets are just a place where price has been and has done something to have not been there any longer. There you go. There's targets. Piece cake. Absolutely piece cake. Beautiful chart, by the way. Thank you. All righty. Sure wish I had a glass of water right now, but I don't. So let's talk about this scan a little bit. What this scan does is it incorporates a weekly, typical weekly trend indicator rising, a weekly where price is near the trend indicator, and I'll have to go look at it, see if it's also near the T line. Well, where we're near the trend indicator, I'm pretty sure that's where it is. So really the weekly is set up in a chart that I would want to trade. Now I typically don't trade weekly charts, but it doesn't mean I don't look at them. Doesn't mean I don't have scans in the background looking at something like that, and this is one of them. So what I want to see is that weekly chart setting up, and then I want to see the daily chart because that's where I'm likely to put my entry in right in here. So, maybe you like the idea of Kroger on the daily making this cup. Maybe you like the idea of that handle here. Maybe you like even better the breakout. And, this is one of those, well, you might want this on your watch list right in here. Let's look at GFL. Here's the daily. Beautiful daily chart. Nice gap up from the 50. Up here, we pull back. We're testing the trend indicator. Here we've got a morning star signal. Take a look at the weekly. Look at the weekly. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. FGTI. And see, these are just coming at you. Pretty slick, really. Now, some people here are scanner junkies like I am. And we have a problem. We need to go to a Tuesday night meeting because you can become a junkie with the scanner. So you know, if you're happy with your scans and you're doing great and you've got no room for any more, then don't worry about this. Don't fret over it. Now, if you're somebody that's still searching and you like the idea of utilizing the weekly and the daily, then you might like this. Just be careful not to always be chasing the scanner, just like you don't want to chase a stock, okay? So what is this, the weekly? Here's the daily. Here's that daily setting up. Again, this one is, you know, that you might want to wait till that top is cleared. Google. Now, I'm personally long Google, and that's starting to work out on the daily. And here's the weekly chart. Magnificent. Now, I've been holding Google, excuse me, for several days. And this is one of the reasons that I've held it, is because of the weekly chart. I've been testing this for a bit here. And it's popped up several times on you know, for me, and holding that weekly setup here. And you can see that, you know, how we've got this bottom. Let's do this. You've got a nice bottom, tap, 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 up. And now we've got this beautiful flag to the right. And then here's the daily. But again, you know, some people may want that breakout first. Not a problem. This is where you flag it, or if you want to put it on your special watch list, like this is one of my special watch lists, you can come over here, click on the window there. There's the watch list, and I can add, if I want to, you know, do it that way. That's just a couple more steps. I usually just bunch them up, and then I just come over here and take them all, copy all those flags right there, come over here, now back to that watch list, just put it in there and paste them, and boom. Much faster, much easier, much quicker that way. So, put this back up. There we go. All right. Does that make sense? Or did I lose everybody here? And if you want, and you can change things. If you want the daily more doing something, then that's fine. You can change that. You can make adjustments. Me, myself, when I go fishing, I want a bigger hook to catch bigger fish. I want a bigger boat so I can bring bigger fish in, or go out to where more fish are. I want to throw a larger net. I'm not after trying to drill this down to 6 charts. I don't think that's wise. No, I'm not into that. Now, I will admit 130 is at the top of my line there. I want that smaller. And there's ways to bring that down, and I could certainly do that. Earlier today, it was much smaller. But because the market is showing signs of bullishness, then this is going to climb a little bit. And I can tame it if I want to. I can add volume, or maybe some price constraints in there, things like that. There's ways to tame this if you need to tame it. So anyway, all right, I'm all ears. Any questions, any ideas, any complaints? If there's any complaints, private message Malcolm there. He'll handle it. Win has earnings tomorrow. Thank you, Chip. I didn't even look at that. Yeah, earnings tomorrow. Careful with that one. Let's see here. What's a moving? How about some? Oh, here's big spenders. Chipotle, big spenders. CPRT. Look at CPRT. Beautiful chart. Absolutely beautiful. FNGU still climbing. Holy cow. So I guess here's the $64,000 question. Are we going to fail at this top, or are we going to break out? Vin, how do you make a watch list? Real easy. I'm going to go inside this window and right click and then go to user define list manager, left click, and then click on the plus sign, just like that. Name it whatever you want. I'm going to name this Vin. Click OK. And that opens you up a screen right here. And you can type in anything you want to type in. I just put in Apple and then just simply close it. And the watch list is there. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create just a scan called Vin, and then I'm going to come over here to user define, and that's the watch list right there. Just click on that arrow, and brand new ones always go to the bottom. So I'm going to put a check mark there. Oh, control check mark. And I'm going to take that check mark out. So now there it is. And I'm going to click create window, just like that. I've created a new, and by the way, you don't have to create a new window. If you already have a window, you can simply attach like this. Say this is an existing alert window you have. Excuse me. Go to properties and just come over here and click that arrow to go get the watch list that you want. You can do that. So this right here, this is set up with only one stock on it. And I'm gonna be alerted if it makes a new day high or new day low. I've got nothing in the center here. You can put, whatever you want in there. Super easy to do. Super, super easy. So I'm gonna move that out of the way for now. Let's come back over here. Look at PHYS. Oh, you're welcome, Carla. Look at that. Look at that daily chart. And let's go back, let's go back to the person that's thinking, oh man, I want it down here. Good luck with that, okay? I mean, there's ways you can do that. The scanner, you can certainly alert for stocks like that, but good luck with that. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to pull up a dozen, 24 stocks set up like this, and you're going to be in, oh my God, which one do I buy overload? And you're never going to push the button. If you wait for some follow through, if you had 20 stocks doing that, that's going to cut your list in half right there. So now you're more likely to push the button. And if all you're looking for is a trade from here to here, you guys really should go visit John over at BYOB Trading and get into day trading. I mean, if that's all you're going to look for. And at 1.9% for a day trader, that's gold. For a swing trader, that's fish food. That's fish food right there. But for a day trader, phew, man, that's pizzas, cheese, pepperoni, beer. That's all the good stuff, man. Stuffed crust cheese. That's good stuff. So let's take a look at this chart. First, we need to go to the weekly chart because we brought this up on our, it was here, wasn't it? Pretty sure. Yeah. So that's setting up on that weekly chart just the way we want it. Daily chart, we're looking at something, well, let's go back that weekly, I guess. So let's go look at this right there at that top, maybe right there. Well, we'll just call that 1. There you go. That's maybe your first target right up into there. So you don't have to buy it low. Now, I know there's probably somebody thinking, well, if I buy it low, I'll just make that much more money. Yeah, but we have to go to statement number 1. You're never going to buy it down here. It is, for the most part, rare. For the most part. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying people don't. But you've got to look at your trading over the past year, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, whatever it's been. If you haven't been able to do that up to date, there is nothing on this earth that makes me think you're going to do that going forward. So we might as well look for charts that are showing positive strength. Those are easy to deal with. Hope that made some sense. Take a look at GLD here. Look at GLD. Beautiful. There's your weekly chart. Beautiful setup. AAAU. Never even heard of that. AAAU. Another one of those physical gold. They all kind of look the same, don't they? Here, what's this? Jiminy Christmas. There's one. SHW. Trying to set up. If this closes over the T-line, that might be in my wheelhouse to buy possibly. Look at that daily, I'm sorry, the weekly setup right there. Up, back, beautiful. Now just waiting for the daily to look a little bit better. All right, where are we? Any ideas? Any charts you guys want to look at? Anything at all? How many people would like this setup? Anybody watching Coke? Yeah, I agree with Malcolm. There's not much going on in the market. There really isn't. The SPY here, until we actually break out right up into here, 417, we're just in this choppy channel. Here, let's get rid of all that. See where we've got those highs and those lows right there? Just draw something up there like this. There you go. Until we break out or break down, that's just chop in there. Just absolute chop. Well, I'll make sure I get this out to everybody that's interested in it. I would urge you to make adjustments, and please share them with me if you find something that works a little bit better. Look at that weekly. Weekly is looking beautiful. Now we want to wait till the daily is set up for what we want to buy. The other thing is, if you're just a weekly trader, you could come in here and probably scrape out all the daily stuff, and you'll see what I mean here. Like this is a weekly, that's a weekly, that's a weekly, that's a weekly, that's a weekly, and then we start everything under that as daily. So if you're just a weekly, just want to find weekly charts, you can just come in here and delete this bottom stuff, and you've got the weekly for the most part. Sure liking Google moving up. Like I say, I'm long the GOOG, so that's working out pretty good. Let's see, let me check on a few charts. I'm currently in Tesla. Tesla's working out. Tesla was one we bought yesterday, Friday. I was short Tesla. Closed the short, bought the long, and now I've recovered my losses and I'm in the money now. So that one's working out pretty well. eBay is one that we bought Friday, and look at that daily chart. You can see why that might have been bought there. Take a look at that weekly chart. See why that might have been bought right here. And that was on this alert. And so far, eBay, 5% on eBay. Nothing big yet, but we're getting there. AMD, this is one that was on this alert because it's all about crossing up a little bit here. Look at that weekly chart. Absolutely gorgeous on the weekly chart. So, and that one, we're clocking in at 32% right now. So go AMD. Now, I do want to say this. Just because DXCM comes up on the scan, it doesn't mean it should be traded. You've got to know what a chart looks like, what a good chart might look like. If you don't know that, If you don't do that, you're never going to make money. All right. I'm not going to lie to you here. I'm not going to put my arm around you and, and talk sweet in your ear and say, hey, get the scanner, you're going to make money. That's so not true. I'm not even going to say, hey, get a membership, you're going to make money. That is so not true. If you can't read a chart, then don't waste your time. Learn how to read a chart. I can't stress this enough. Learn what positions are high learn what chart patterns are high probability chart patterns. And that's what you want to stay with. So there you go. Thank you, everyone. I will get this sent out to you. It'll be at some point today. So what'll happen is you'll see a blue flat or a blue envelope flashing up here about right in here. And all you do is click on it and it'll open up a screen, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Just click on that link in the screen and it downloads it for you, does everything for you. The one thing that it might not do, well, it may do that, go to the watch list. And anymore these days, I've tried, different watch lists. And for my personal reasons, I just go to all LTA. It's not that it's any better. It's just my personal, what I do. CBOE is top notch. Trading just the Qs or just the S&P 500 is top notch. Making your own watch list is top notch. So just pick whatever you want to do. Yeah. Whatever you want your watch list at. Oh, go Google. I love watching that. Go, go, go. All righty. All right, if that's it, I'm going to call it a day here and say thank you, everybody, for being here. I absolutely appreciate it. And our goal here, live trading alerts, hit and run candlesticks, right way options, BYOB trading. Our goal is for everyone here to make some money. So if you have difficulties, check in with us, ask questions, go to the trading room. If you are a member of any place that has an app, download that app. And that's so important. Get that app downloaded, okay? All righty. You guys take care. Happy Monday. We'll see you down the road here this week, okay? Take care.